Good evening, everyone. I'm Shireen Moti. I'm faculty and alumni at JGU Global Law School, and I welcome you all to the 10th anniversary JGU Alumni Meet. Let's begin this celebration with a round of applause for the entire JGU community. I would now like to invite our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar, to share a few words.
Good afternoon to all of you. I would request all of you to kindly stand up for a moment. In the last few weeks, we lost two members of the JGU community. Ms. Kapul Rizvi, who used to head our communications department, and I know many students and graduates of JGU were close to her. We lost her, and also we lost one of our valuable students, Shitish Maurya. I would like us to pay a moment of silence as a mark of respect. Thank you very much. Kindly be seated. All right. I would like to probably see their faces. This is too surreal for me to. Yeah, that's better. Much better. All right. For all the parents in particular who are present here, representing sometimes their graduates, their children, or others who have chosen to be part of this special occasion, I also want to extend a warm welcome to all our outstanding alumni. Can we give a round of applause for what they are? On behalf of our founding Chancellor and benefactor, Mr. Naveen Jindal, and on my behalf as well, and on behalf of all the faculty members and the staff and also the students of our university. In fact, our students have so beautifully choreographed some of the parts of the event today, so I'm grateful to them. I would like to extend a warm welcome to you and also to congratulate you because 10 years, congratulations to each one of you. This is a very special year for us. We began the marking of the 10th anniversary last year on 30th September, and we continue this, and we hope to take it all the way to the end of the year. But this year's convocation was also a very special occasion, and I know that there have been graduates from that convocation who are now alumni, who are also part of today's special alumni meet. I want to say that today we also had a faculty, founding faculty colloquium, and all I can say is that we are all truly blessed that destiny brought us to be doing this together. No part of us imagined that we will come this far in this manner and to be able to be an institution that has potentially helped fulfill many dreams and many aspirations, and indeed fulfill the larger goals of our own country's development, but also development of many other countries in the world. I see the presence of a number of representatives of embassies here, and I know that many of our alumni who have come from different parts of the world, they are making their own contributions in their respective countries. So in some ways, we can all be collectively proud of the fact that OP Jindal Global University changed many lives for the better and is continuously engaged in this effort. I would like to keep my remarks very short. I want to say that the 10-year journey has been truly remarkable for a number of milestones that we have all achieved. But I can only say that the crowning glory of all of those achievements was an important and a significant and in many ways a transformative recognition that happened to our university barely few weeks ago. I'm not a very religious person. I'm quite indifferent about it. But I do believe that sometimes destiny has its own ways of coming together when we all believe in an idea to work towards fulfilling a vision. So, and I also believe that none of that vision that we have collectively fulfilled would have been possible but for the fact that each one of us here present in this room, but also each one of us who have been part of our experience had not contributed. Everybody did it, and that's why we are here. So for all of you who know, for the alumni who may not know, a few weeks ago, JGU Global University was recognized by the Government of India as an institution of eminence. While this terminology is not new, what is quite remarkable is we are the only non-STEM and non-medicine university recognized as an institution of eminence among the 10 public and 8 private universities. And also, we are one of those relatively younger institutions recognized among them. This has been possible because of the extraordinary faith and trust and belief in our institution by the parents. So I want to, extend our warm appreciation, but also the leap of faith that the parents of our graduates have taken in 2009 and also in many years later as well, in believing in the vision of our university. So my first debt of gratitude and appreciation goes to all the parents who are present here, but also those who are not here. Second, I would like to really thank and appreciate the contribution of our alumni and all the students who are part of JGU community. It is because of them that we are here. They are our purpose, they are our past, they are our present, and they will be our future, and that is why we are all here today. And of course, thirdly, I would like to recognize and indeed appreciate the contribution of our faculty members. The university is made because of the inspiring role that faculty members play. Our faculty members are our pride, and we have come into this institution and this profession essentially as a calling in life. Almost all our faculty members, including those who are present here, could be doing pretty much anything, anywhere in the world. They have chosen to be in Sonipat because they had a calling in life, and that's why they are there, and they have been there, and they will be there. I have elsewhere said that we have collectively made in Sonipat as the intellectual capital of the world. If somebody had told about Haryana a decade ago, nobody would have believed it, but we have made it possible. We have simply made the impossible possible. Lastly, I want to thank all the administrative staff and all those people who are silently working day in and day out, which have made the experience of each of our students, each of our parents, each of our faculty members better by their thankless work and responsibilities and services that they render. So, once again, congratulations to each one of you for the 10th anniversary, and I can only say, yesterday, last 2 days, we had a commemorative conference, and we had people from different parts of the world, and one of the former Vice-Chancellor of the University of Oxford said, in a closing, said that, as you know, Oxford University is 800 years old, and when she wished us, she said that best wishes for the next 800 years. And I would like to close by saying that best wishes for your future, and we will all be together in this journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raj sir. I would like to now invite our alumni as well as faculty and Murthy sir, Aman sir and Raj sir again to light the lamp. And the deans as well. Alumni, please come up. I would now request Professor Mr. Aman Shah Sir, the Director of Alumni Relations, to please share a few words.
Yeah, good evening to you all, and thank you all very much for coming to this event. This is a great event, as Professor Rajkumar has already said. This is a very special event for us, 10th anniversary alumni meet. This is the first alumni meet which is countrywide. So we have students here, graduates here from other cities as well, some of them, and some parents also have traveled from other cities and have come to this event. So this is a great occasion for us, and we hope to have many such events regularly. And of course, some of you have expressed the opinion that this should have been done on the campus. I can assure you that there will be many other opportunities where we will have alumni meets on the campus as well, when you can come and stay, and even with your family, you can come and stay on the campus overnight and enjoy the facilities over there. Including the swimming pool, which, of course, right. So I think because we are running late, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I'm very honored that we have our guests from various embassies also here, and the parents of some of our graduates to receive the award on behalf of their sons or daughter or friends. So welcome, special welcome to you all. And to all our graduates who are here and who have made the time to come on a Saturday afternoon, thank you all very much. I wish you could bring some of your other classmates with you, which would have been even better. Anyway, thank you all very much for coming, and we will now start the event as we are already late. Thank you.
Thank you, Aman Shah Sir. Now we have our first cultural performer for the day. Her name is Sneha Jayakumar. She is a first year law student as well as a Bharatanatyam exponent. She is going to perform the Kirtana for us. Let's welcome her with a huge round of applause.
காட்சி கஞ்சதளாய காட்சி காமாட்சி கமல மனோகரி திரிபுர சுந்தரி கஞ்சதளாய காட்சி காமாட்சி கமல மனோகரி திரிபுர சுந்தரி கஞ்சதளாய காட்சி காமாட்சி ராகாச சிவதனே சுரதனே ரட்சித புவனே ரத்னசதனே ஸ்ரீகாஞ்சன வசனே சுரசனே शृङ्गाराशय मन्दहसने काणि भुवनेश्वरि एकानन्दामृतकरि भास्वरि एकाग्रमनोदयकरि श्रीवरि एकाम्रेशगृहेश्वरि शङ्करि सा सरि नम मग मनि सरि नम मनि सरि नम मग मग मा गम मनि सरि नम मग मनि सरि नम मग मनि सरि
We are now beginning with our first panel of alumni reflections today. We decided to keep this panel to understand what our alumni has gone through and what their experiences has been like. Personally, I would like to share that I am also an alumni of JGU Global Law School. I graduated in 2014. Today I'm a faculty, but I'm always an alumni first, and I'm sure Anuncha sir will not mind my words regarding that. I think today is really a day for all of us, a part of the network, JGU community, to pay gratitude as well as pause and reflect on the journey, the stupendous journey that all of us have had over the last 10 years, and also plan and reflect on what we want this community to look like from 10 years from now. So this is really a moment to think about those things, and with that I invite our first panelist. We have Sukanya Nair from the Jindal School of Government and Public Policy as our panelist. Sukanya, can you please come on stage? Sanskriti Singh from Jindal School of Liberal Arts and Humanities. We have Rupinder Bhalla from the Jindal School of International Affairs. From the Jindal Global Law School, we have Neelam Singh, J. Rajesh, Rohan Kothari, Devashish Byers, and Pradyut Kashyap. Kindly come on stage. Our moderator for today's session, the faculty moderator, is Professor Dwarika Prasad Unyal. He is the Dean of Faculty of Business, FLAME. Please, sir, join us on stage. Oishik sir, can you please come on stage?
Oishik, you're supposed to moderate this panel, so you can't run away from it. No, I know that you were dumping it on me. But I caught your lie. Come.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Shireen. I don't think I deserve the center of attention here, so I don't know why I've been made to sit in the middle of the students. I possibly take a more marginal position in a bit and move my chair away. My task, I guess, is to ask each of you how your lives are now that you are charting, moved on to other pastures, doing interesting things. So what I'll do, I'll pass down the mic and ask you to introduce yourselves, give us a sense of what you're doing, which year you passed out, and then I'll possibly have another set of questions for you to respond to.
Hi, I'm Sukanya from Jindal School of Government and Public Affairs. I think I'm so used to saying JSGP and it's been a while, so yeah. Okay, I'm with JSGP 2014 to 16 batch, and I'm currently working with the media team of Center for Science and Environment.
Hi, my name is Sanskriti Singh and I'm from the Jindal School of Liberal Arts and Humanities. I graduated in 2018 and I currently work as a political analyst.
Hi, I am Rupinder Bhalla. I am JSIA 2014 batch. I am actually heading an organization called UDAN, as well as a teaching fellow to the Harvard Kennedy Executive Education Program. And similar program I'm running here in India, and also heading an organization called She Codes, working on skilling girls on artificial intelligence.
Hi, my name is Rohan Kothari. I'm a graduate of the Jindal Global Law School batch of 2014, and currently I am practicing as an advocate in Karnataka, and it's good to be here.
I'm Rajesh. I graduated in 2016 from the law school. I practice in Delhi. I'm working with ELP and I'll answer more questions.
Hello, I'm Pradyut. I graduated from Jindal Global Law School in 2015. I'm currently working with the Delhi Assembly Research Council as a research fellow.
Hello, I am Devashish Bez. I'm a graduate of the law school from the first batch. Currently, I work as the Deputy Coordinator of the International Criminal Courts Legal Tools Database. Thank you.
Hi, I am Neelam Singh. I am again from the first batch of LLB. I passed out in 2012. Then I came back to complete my LLM. I study LLM and I passed out in 2016.
That's a very accomplished panel, so thank you for agreeing to speak, and can we have a round of applause for them? Okay, so one way to do this is for me to ask questions talk show style, which I don't think I'll do a very good job of. So if you do have a prepared set of comments that you had in mind, maybe we'll do a round of you sharing freewheeling thoughts, and maybe I can interject with some queries. Is that all right with everyone? Okay, and so we don't need to follow an order, so whoever wants to volunteer.
Can I move here? Okay, once again, I am from Jindal School of Government and Public Policy, and I'm Sukanya. So I'm deeply honored to be here, and I'm quite thrilled to see so many familiar faces. Just to jot down, our batch was probably the smallest batch. We were 11 in a class, but don't let the numbers fool you. We were 11, but then we were quite inquisitive, and we questioned almost everything. I'm sure Raj sir would remember Raja Raman, Mansa and all, and the entire batch. We had a lot of fun, but at the same time, our batch, we are still very closely connected, and we meet way too often. But it's still unbelievable that it's been 3 years since we have graduated, and it's been 3 years since I stepped foot on the campus. And like most of you, I have so many beautiful memories, and at the same time, some of them still kick in a rush that is quite unexplainable. And do you guys remember the first presentation of your first semester? I almost wanted to, call in sick. And then so many research papers and so many, there were assignments in which I reread. I had to reread so many times that even after then, it made no sense. And between those back-to-back presentations and pacing from Wikipedia definitions to quoting research papers, we all grew up. And one important fact that I need all of us to understand is that our responsibility to our school doesn't end with just our graduating. So as an alumni, I think it is also important to acknowledge the image that we have outside Jindal. We obviously don't want to be perceived as spoiled brats. And for that image to change, each one of us has to take responsibility as individuals and as a community. We need to grow above the stereotype that is attached to all of us. This is one of the many reasons why these meets are important. Sure, these meets are also important networking platforms, but it shouldn't be just that. I'll admit it. I was looking forward to this alumni meet. I was looking forward to meet my friends and even my professors. We all are here for many of our selfish reasons. But we also need to use this platform to improve ourselves and, more importantly, help each other. I remember getting this CV, in my organization, a CV for an internship in another team. And that student, from Jindal, I don't remember which batch and I think she was from JGU, but I'm not sure. So she had written for her cover letter. I think she was looking forward to make it interesting, being very creative. But what had happened was, in that process, she used factually incorrect data. And some of my colleagues, they came up to me and obviously they asked me if I know that student. I didn't. So I was not sure what to do. So first thing that ran to my mind was, let me just call him Lata ma'am. I just called her and asked her, do you know the student? Because I genuinely wanted to help her, because the people were making fun of her, which was not fair. But at the same time, you have that, I mean, we have to all acknowledge the fact, we all have that Jindaelite tag with us wherever we go. And when you see that somebody is being made fun upon, we don't want that to happen. So one thing that all of us have to do is, as an alumni, it is our responsibility to be approachable. Because we all have been there. We all at one point have wondered how to make attractive CVs and cover letters. We need to use these networks to organize, maybe say career program, where we talk to the current student on the multitude of opportunities around us. And introducing them to these opportunities is not enough. We have to mentor them. You know, some of us should volunteer to organize small informal meets within Delhi, where just go to a cafe or a bar, or maybe even right here, organize a movie night where you can talk to them, get to know them, help them out. And I think it's important not just to talk to them and share your expertise, but you also have to learn from their experience. And I think that's the only way out. So thank you so much.
Everyone, there's too much of light on my face. Alright. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, and it's so lovely to see all of you here, especially the faculty, some of the friends, and I've been really excited since this has been announced, the alumni meet, to meet all of you here. Since we're doing reflections, I just wanted to share how I got into the university and, you know, my first day at the university. So, like so many of the girls born in this patriarchal society, I grew up facing a lot of indiscrimination, not from the family, but from the society. So from the childhood only, I had this thing in my mind that I want to do something for gender equality or women empowerment issues. And one of the ways we are always taught is, why don't you get into the civil services? And I attempted and I failed. So when I actually failed, maybe like Ratsa was saying, destiny has it that I came across an advertisement talking about the Jindal University and the Jindal School of International Affairs. And since I had background in international affairs, I thought, oh, this will be a great fit. And people from my age, my generation would recall that we never had such kind of a private university which would open up for people who had so much of a gap in terms of their education or experience or something like that. So that was when I applied, I got to the university and I was super thrilled. And the first day of when we joined and there was the JSGP inaugural lecture with Mr. Kaushik Basu. And there was this discussion going on, and Professor Rajkumar was taking questions from students. And I remember I was sitting in one of the corners in the stadium, the 150-seater, that side, and I had raised my hand to ask a question. Since I was new, and there were a lot of people who had raised hand to ask a question, so it took a while. But what I noticed sitting there was Professor Sudarshan was sitting in the panel, and he asked Professor Rajkumar that give that girl a chance to ask the question. So, that moment still is with me. Every time I can talk about the Jindal University, that is the first moment which comes to my mind. And it really filled a lot of hope in me that, oh, wow, a voice which is at the corner will be recognized here. And from there on, the journey started. And that also gave me the faith that, even if you're from a different school, you'll be valued here. And in the second year, I took up public policy courses. And Professor Sudarshan then opened up the Open Society Fellowship also for all the schools in the university. And I must say that, I applied and I was lucky and my hard work paid enough. And I got that fellowship, and I was one of the students, the first students from the Jindal University at the Open Society Foundation, with students from Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, detail of so and so spoke. And since then, the support I've got from the university is really amazing. And I can't thank all of you enough. My professors at my own school, Professors Chaurya, then all the other faculty members who really helped me in this journey. And yeah, I think I'm getting a little emotional. I'll stop it here and we'll get back to more questions later. Thank you so much.
Am I audible? Sorry, hi. So while driving up to this event, I was thinking about what might be a fitting reflection to convey to people gathered here. And one thing that I feel as former students of the university and as members of the JGU community, we almost always take for granted and don't give enough recognition to is the value of empathy that was instilled in us while we were being taught at the university and the kind of experiences that shaped the outlook we have as professionals. It's only after realizing or after being in the professional world that you realize the value of liberal ideas that have been entrenched in us so deeply. It's when you see the absence of them that you realize that the way you work and the way you think about things is different and is in a very significant way contributing to the field of practicing in. When I was in court, or when I'm practicing in court, you see in a very intangible way all of the interactions that we had with our very close-knit faculty, student community coming out when we approach a problem in these liberal-minded views. And then I had a very sort of touching experience when we had a bunch of interns at our office, and instinctively one could pick out the one from Jindal because those values continued to resonate with the younger batches as well. And to see that happening a few years after you graduated, and to see my fellow classmates still being the same warm, approachable individuals that they always were, is very heartening. And obviously it's also very heartening to see the faculty members that we were molded by still being as recognizable today as they were the first day we met them. So thank you for that.
Hello everyone. I'm a fairly recent graduate, so I don't have a lot of reflections per se. But I will talk about the experience that I had at the Liberal Arts School. After we started in our first semester, I don't know if it's just me or other people of my batch faced the same thing. We were increasingly taunted for being free all the time because we came from a very liberal school, which made no sense to me at the time because there was no correlation that I could find. And I think it was very common for all of us to sort of feel resentful. We were at the time the smaller school in Jindal at the time. And because we were a smaller community, people didn't really understand what we're doing, and especially because the liberal arts is a very new concept, very nascent concept for people to understand and what we're trying to do. So I think it took me a couple of years, but on my convocation, I remember my thesis supervisor asking me what my biggest takeaway from the 3 years that I spent at Jindal were. And it was to be sensitive, because in the 3 years when we were sort of polarized into different schools, we also sort of realized how important each stream and each discipline is to each other, and how sensitive and how we need to be compassionate towards the same. And I believe that's something Jindal taught us really nicely. So that was my reflection.
Hello. I really didn't prepare a set or a script of what I'm going to speak about today, but however, once I joined law school in 2011, I was about 16 years old when I joined the law school. A lot of things happened politically and socially. I grew up along with a lot of political incidents happening in the world. Right? We spoke about it in the classroom and amongst our friends, and we carried that knowledge outside the law school to other kids being taught by other professors in other universities, and also with us once we graduated. What it really did was, one, it gave me a perspective which I could not only work on myself, but also something that I took from the classrooms in general. Right? So when I spoke to people around in the world about how do I understand what happened when Julian Assange came out with a lot of news about the United States, or when Anna Hazare and AAP came up as a party in Delhi, etc. We all had informed opinions, and most kids from general have these informed opinions, right? And that is what kind of is one of my reflections, and I've been blessed that way. And as Rohan said, like, I have a certain amount of gratitude for the kind of intellectual stimulation I had in classroom, sometimes forced, sometimes out of my own interest, etc. But I carried this with me after law school when I graduated in 2016. As a lawyer, practicing after I graduated has been deeply influenced by the kind of education I received here. So I could markedly see the difference between the language we speak and the kind of things we prioritize in practice over others. Right? When people throw at us things like, this is not how it works in the real world. Kid, you've just graduated out of law school, you need to learn things, you need to learn the real way it works in courts. We tell them that there are things in the books we need to respect, and there's certain procedure we are going to follow, and we would contribute towards the society the way we have learned in our university. Right? And I think this is something that we got with us from this law school. We were empowered intellectually to not only think for ourselves, but also learn how to respect others' opinion, etc. Most of our discussions in classroom were not really debates, though that's the format that I'm really used to, because I did about 50 debates in law school and traveled across the country, and university really funded my debate kind of a thing, my activities. However, in classrooms we were all asked of, what do we think about the reading, what do you have to contribute to the class, and professors like Kaushik sir here who taught me sociology kind of transformed the ways we understood not only gender in his classroom and a lot of other things, but political science. And we don't have a lot of professors who taught me at the time when I joined law school. However, I would extend my gratitude to all of them if they would get to know the conversation we are having today. So these are my reflections, in fact, and I will continue to be having reflections, and I'll be happy to come forth to more Alumni Association meetings like this. And thank you for asking me this question.
So when Shireen asked us, does anyone want to speak at these at the reflections panel, I decided that I did want to share a small story about how my journey panned out after law school. So I started my career as in the commercial law field, working with a intellectual property law firm in Gurgaon. And very soon after joining, I began to feel that the kind of education that I've had, some of the other panelists spoke about this, is not best used when you're working for Pepsi or Gap or Johnson & Johnson. And I began having serious doubts about whether this was the place for me. Professor Rajkumar spoke about destiny, and one day while traveling for work, I was sitting on the flight, and I saw that sitting next to me was Professor Ratna Kapoor, and I immediately spoke to her and said that it was great to see her. And I also in the conversation began to share that I was having these doubts about what to do with my life and how I can proceed. And she said, why don't you study at SOAS? And I thought I had never even heard of SOAS, and I thought, what a strange name for a university. And then I later went on to study a master's in human rights at SOAS, and I think it was the most fantastic year of my life in terms of the things that I learned, the people that I met, and generally the answer to that question, how do you work in human rights? What does it take to work in human rights? And the reason I'm sharing that here is because it was through this university that I met people who were actually doing good work and who actually knew how you can do work which is important in the world, and you don't have to follow a strict path. So after graduating from SOAS, I decided to take a year off to pursue my passion in the arts, and I worked with a Delhi-based dance company, a ballet company in Delhi, and now I'm working with the Delhi government. So my job today involves going to slums and working with people, working with Delhi government schools, and very often when I tell people that I'm working with the Delhi government, they tell me about all the problems with Delhi government, and they say, oh, they're going to be corrupt soon. They're no different from any other political party. There's no point doing human rights work in Delhi. There's really nothing to do. So I wanted to share this quote by Theodore Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how the strong stumble or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the one who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, great devotions, who spends themselves in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So the thing I wanted to share was that once I reached SOAS and once I got to learn there, I realized something that even Professor Rehan told us very often when we were in law school, that these places that have high rankings, Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, and with all due respect to these universities, I'm sure they're amazing institutions of learning, but in my opinion, they are not the places where you learn the most. They're not the places where the actual human rights work happens. They are places where the same things have been taught for hundreds of years, and you're not really taught cutting edge research about what's actually going on in the world. So my reflection is simply that when you're thinking about your career, thinking about your education, you do not have to follow one set path. Of course, you do when you are doing different things or interesting things. You feel worried that your colleagues are getting ahead or that there's something you're missing out on. But it's my belief that this is the path that will lead me to be a person that my professors who taught me in JGU Global Law School, that they would be proud of me and that I could be a person that they would say that they were proud to have taught.
Thanks, Pradeep. I will now tease on the theme which Rohan picked up, which was things we had taken for granted. So we started as teenagers in the law school, and as one of the founding faculty members just commented, we are real people now. So we were just kids back then. And there were so many things we took for granted. For instance, the faculty members. Now, after having had classroom experiences in different jurisdictions, I can happily confirm that the faculty members at JGU, especially the founding faculty members, they gave us so much. I would say they made a lot of sacrifices to be there. They left their comfortable jobs to come to Soripat and take this fantastic venture. They mentored us, they had a lot of personal involvement in our lives, and they guided us to a good path in our career. And we'll always be very grateful for what all of them did, because otherwise, without that guidance, none of us would have been here where we are. And living in Soripat was also fantastic. I remember it's a great place. A lot of us came from really far away. I came from 1,000 kilometers south.
They used to have this beautiful sunset across the railway line towards the west. And there was a great excitement in the beginning. I remember everybody was so excited about the university. Everybody wanted to contribute. I remember Professor Jen is here. She started the Mood Good Society, and Professor Abiratne then guided it. And some of the students here, Rohan and I, were also involved in forming the society. And same applies to many other institutions that we created, including the Debating Society, the Clinical Legal Aid Clinic. So yeah, it's been a fantastic journey. If you look at the past 10 years, what JGU has achieved, it's an immense source of pride to all of us alumni. And we must really thank the university's strong leadership. Sir Rajkumar, under his expert steering as the captain of the ship, we have seen new heights. And I'm quite confident about the future prospects about this university, and especially when we have such dedicated faculty members who give so much more than their counterparts in other institutions. I think there's only brighter futures ahead for JGU. Thank you.
I really don't know what to say today. I'll just share my experience how I came into the university and what the university has given to me. Before coming to this university, I got married in the year 2002. I had a baby in 2007. And I was very happy, but there was a void inside me. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I said there's something missing, and I wanted to study. But again, my family didn't want to move away or go to a place where we had good institutions. So there was something really missing, I was missing, and as destiny had it, the university came right next to my house, just 100 meters away from my house. So I think, as Sir has rightly put in, and I completely agree, the university has opened, it's destiny which has brought all of us together, and I think I have benefited the most out of this. Again, when I decided to study at the university, I couldn't afford the fees, and I would again thank the university. I was given 100% scholarship by Sir. Again, when I was here, things were quite a little difficult because I was from a different background. I was not sure I'll be able to adjust with people which were 10 years younger to me, and there was a generation gap. You can say every 10 years there's a generation gap. But everyone was happy and they welcomed me with open arms. Coming back here, people came, many of the people came, they came with, they just want to get a degree or maybe take, something, they just want to do a degree. They were like usual students who were just out of the schools. But for me, it was very different. I wanted to make a career for myself, and excel in whatever I do. So I put in a lot of hard work, and the university also gave me the opportunity to go for international exchange program. So I went to the Queen's University in Toronto. So now today when I look back, I'm a very different person. When I came back, I was a very shy and different girl. But now I'm very confident and I'm working in the Supreme Court. And again, thanks to the university and Sir and everyone, all the faculty members here who have molded me, who have made me the person I am. Thank you very much.
I'm told that we are out of time, so the list of questions that I have are circulated later. I've also been asked to offer some closing comments, which I think would do great injustice to this wonderful set of eclectic and very candid reflections. So I want to turn the thank you over to you. I am quite certain that given the kind of pursuits that each of you are in, we can, at least as faculty members, take you for granted now. Thank you very much. And as a closing line for a good talk show will be, "May the force be with you."